everyone, and welcome to Tale Inferno, and welcome back to episode 6 of the story analysis playthrough that we are doing of Dragon Age Origins. Last episode, we grabbed our new Mabari, which is the most important character of all, of course. So our Mabari, who is called Elganon, which is very exciting. It makes me laugh every single time. We've also got Sten, as you can see in the party over here. We also grabbed Liliana. We're in Lothering. We've only just gotten Sten out of the cage here, which at the end of the last episode, I had no idea that I could just pick the lock. I thought I had to go through the whole thing with the chantry, oh gosh, what is he? She's not a sister, but the main chantry lady. Terrible thing that I can't remember what her position title is. I'm sure if I remember it, I'll put it as a little word on the screen. But yeah, so the revered mother, that's one. The revered mother, that's the one. So I thought I had to go and talk to her. Turns out I didn't have to, because as a rogue, I can pick the lock. Elganon's getting really, really impatient here and wants to get started, which I can totally understand. But we've gotten more companions. We're going to finish up Lothering today. We're going to get to the party camp and have some cool conversations. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for this episode. We may also be able to start one of the story arcs or one of the main storylines. I haven't quite decided which one we're going to start off first. We'll see how I feel when we get there and what makes the most sense to my character, Amara. She's a dalish elf. She's Solus's worst nightmare. She hates humans and she hates city elves. And Lothering, I don't think, has quite appreciated her being in this town. But without further ado, let's just continue causing some havoc, I guess, potentially. I think I've only got to kill some bandits as part of one of the quests that I've picked up here. So I've got, yes, weed out the bandits. I think that something will come up about spiders at some point. But then, yeah, we can start going through all of these as well. I have no idea if I'm going to go to Redcliffe first. I probably won't go to Orzammar first. I feel like it makes sense for Amara to go to the Brazilian forest first, but there's a part of me that thinks I might want to wait for Zevran to join the party first. And then I also would like to do the Circle of Magi first, just to get Wynn in the party from a health perspective, but we'll see where we get there. We'll see when we get there, I should say. First, let's complete Lothering. Now, I mentioned in my previous episode, and it's going to annoy the hell out of me because I am a completionist to a point, so seeing the exclamation marks on my map is going to get very annoying because, as I mentioned in my last episode, I am most likely not going to be doing the kind of tutorial quests in Lothering, so that's like your poisons, your traps, and your health stuff, because I'm not interested in doing them. So anyway, let's see how much that annoys me. I also want to fix up something that I did in the last episode. I made a choice to leave the Doom Sayer alone, but I've decided that Amara actually wants to go back and sort this guy out. So we're going to go back and do that. And while we're heading back, I also just wanted to say, actually, let's get the bridge dialogue first. Or not? Okay, whatever. I would have assumed there'd be some party banter across the bridge, as there usually is, but it turns out it's not. What I was going to say is, as we're heading over to this Doom Crier or Doomsayer, is thank you to everybody who's been engaging with the content. I've been really appreciative of it, and all of your comments have been really, really interesting and really kind, so thank you so much. I've really appreciated the engagement that you guys have been giving me and enjoying the journey. So, hopefully you continue to enjoy it and appreciate the choices that I make. Anyway, excuse me, Doomsayer, I've got some unfinished business with you.
You again? Can you all not smell the evil? This one is tainted!
Okay. That's enough. This ends now.
No! Do not touch me! You bring evil and destruction! It is the end!
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
I thought I was going to fight him. What do you mean I don't get to fight him? Crazy. Crazy. Alright. That's right. No hope for any of you fools. There's always hope. Muster your courage. Get out of here, all of you. Get moving. Maybe not. I couldn't care less. I think we're gonna go for 4. Maybe not. I couldn't care less.
Then, what shall we do? We must try to go north somehow.
Alright. Well, I expected a bit more dramatics with that one. But I guess not. Got anything to say about that, Templar?
Sorry, I can't talk. I must watch over these wagons.
Wagon? There's only one. Oh, sorry. Hidden behind, there's more. You're right. Okay, seems like an important task. Nothing? I guess Morrigan doesn't want anything to do with Elganon. Sten doesn't want to have anything to do with Elganon. And Sten and Morrigan have nothing to say yet. That's fine. Alright, let's get these bandits then. Let's go. There are some in here, isn't there? Yes, I thought so. Let's go.
Let's do this quickly, shall we?
First shot of the day and I missed. We love that. Okay, no thanks. Oh, you forced me to get my daggers out.
If you insist, go in.
Oh, this is not a good start. This is not a good start. Let me get behind you. Oh, or not. Okay. Oh, yes, here we go. Yes, Sten. Save me, Sten. Alright, I know that when it comes to... Hey. Oh, hang on. I was trying to move, okay? When you change weapons, it just pauses your character. You get stuck. But anyway, so it goes. Yes, I do know that when it comes to using daggers, you want to try and get behind as much as you can. So, hopefully I can continue to do that well. I'm feeling pretty good about the combat so far. I was actually really worried about playing a rogue, because I wasn't quite sure how I would go with that fighting style in this game, because I've only ever been a major or a warrior. So I feel like I'm doing alright. I mean, if anybody feels differently, let me know, or don't. Alrighty, some more over here, I suspect. I don't want to go there just yet. I want to go up this way first. I want to do it. Oh. Or not. This way? The spiders. Here they come. Oh, well, I disagree hugely on that. If you don't mind. Sten?
Yes. Hurry.
Please. Oh, well, that didn't work. That's no good. Uh-oh. Oh, we're getting the daggers out again, boys. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, ready. Morrigan, I need you to do something really cool here. You know, it'd be really cool if I could stop missing.
That was a most difficult battle.
Yes, and you got mauled by those spiders. My goodness gracious, dude. Oh, I imagine this is to help with the poison. I really can't remember what those tutorial quests are like. It's been a while since I completed them. I don't really care much for them, to be honest. I don't really, other than health poultices, I don't really do much in regards to actually making poisons and traps. Probably a skill issue more for me on not using them. I have never really been someone to basically use them in this game. I don't quite understand the premise or the mechanics of doing so, but I'd be interested to hear if other people use it. If people use... Oh, we can already get a specialization. Why can I already get all of these? I thought I had to, like, speak to, like, Zevran for Assassin and Liliana for Bard and get this duelist from Isabella. Not going to complain. I will get there. I've got to figure out what I want her to be. I haven't thought that far. With that in mind, I don't think I'm gonna... Ranger makes sense. You know? Like, she's a dalish elf. She's a archer. I feel like that lines up well with a ranger. Anyway. Things to think about. Particularly since, well, Bard... It makes me think of Liliana because she is an archer, so her being a bard, it makes sense that it feels right to be a bard only for that reason. An assassin and duelist feels a little bit more like dual-handed weapon, like daggers type situation, but I guess I'm playing into that a little bit more. I've already gotten the daggers out twice. I'll think about the specialization later. I'll try and make a decision when I next level up, I think. I'll give myself some thinking time on that one. Alrighty, so I think we're going to pop some dex and cunning. Let's round this out to 25, shall we? What are we feeling like here now? Do I get more dual weapon stuff because I'm going more into it? Deadly strike. Okay, dual weapon finesse. It's a passive talent. The character is extremely skilled at wielding a weapon in each hand, gaining bonuses to attack and defense. That would be useful. Deadly strike is activated, which is the rogue makes a swift strike at a vulnerable area on the target, dealing normal damage but gaining a bonus to armor penetration. Or do we get aim, which is sustained? Oh yeah, this just decreases the rate of fire, but doesn't the... It decreases rate of fire but grants bonuses to attack, damage, armor penetration, and critical chance. Master Archer further increases these bonuses. I don't have anything in sustained yet, because rapid fire makes you shoot faster but reduces the chance of getting any critical hits. I am dabbling a bit more into dual weapons. I know that when the fighting gets close, it's better to do that than to do Archer. Although I will note that even if it's at a distance, I keep missing. I don't know what it is. In my head, Amara is the perfect archer. She's like super skilled with the bow, and bloody first shot in the first fight that we have, and miss. I think I'm gonna get dual weapon finesse just to get some bonus in attack and defense for my dual weapons. Why not? Yeah, I will accept that. Thank you very much, Lee. Alrighty. I think I was saying something before and I've gotten distracted. Of course I did. Apologies. Oh, that's what I was asking you guys, whether or not you use your poisons or your traps. I'd be interested to know how you utilize them best, because while I understand how to create them and why to, how to create them, not necessarily why to create them, I've not necessarily used them myself. So I'd be interested to know how people use them, I guess. I've not seen the benefit myself personally. Alright, P. Mabari. Dominance. First codex entry, I think, unless I missed it. Nice. Can't wait to hear more about Mabari dominance. Okay, alright. Let's get these guys, shall we?
Going.
Oh god, here we go. Yes. Miss! Miss! Ah!
Yes.
Alright. Sten, I believe in you this time. Alright, stay stunned. Oh, okay, sorry Sten, I looked away from you for 1 second and you decided to go. Oh my goodness gracious.
Now we get our hands dirty.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Alright, yeah, come to me, I guess. We're a dual wielder today! Go, go, go. Stop touching Morrigan.
Another corpse for the pile.
Jeez Louise. Sten? Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Huh.
Let's go. Archer versus Archer.
Going.
Am I gonna miss any of
Now
my
this should be
shots?
fun.
I can't believe it. I thought I was going to get every single one. But no. Okay. Sten, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting to heal you. I look away for 2 seconds from your health. And you go. Also, ow, Chihuahua. That head is gone. Yes, I'll take that. Thank you. I'll probably give all of that to Sten, if I'm going to be honest. That's over in that general direction. That's fine. I'll deal with that then. Let me loot. Yes, please. Thank you.
Done.
And thank you. I think I'll probably make my way to the tavern again to do some selling at some point. But what I really should do, and I should have done earlier... Sten, I need you to... Hang on.
Yes?
One day I'll learn the mechanics of this game. That's not where they are. Potions. Have an injury kit, sir. Oh, I need you to take 2, please.
Why are we still here?
Why are we still here? You're injured, mate. Goodness gracious, it's probably why you died the second time. Alright.
How amusing!
How amusing. I don't think it's very amusing at all to be fighting Nabari, to be honest. I don't think it's very nice.
Cross me and you shall pay!
Okay. Alright. Alright, well...
Going. Oh!
Go away.
Heal yourself, please.
Saving the day. Oh, right. And I'm off.
Ooh, a rogue bandit, very specifically. I saw you change to... Wow, there's a lot of missing happening over there, Sten.
Right.
Oh, not that I can talk. I know. I miss all the time. Alright, bandits, done. Finished. Sorted. Alright, and nothing to loot. Ooh, action. Alrighty. Is it spiders that I'm thinking of then? I knew the spiders existed, clearly. But maybe I'm thinking of bears? I swear there's another thing you can get off the Chanter's board. Guess I'll find out in a moment.
Let him take notice and shine upon thee, for thou hast done his work this day.
Oh, thank you. 3 gold. Love it. Anything more? There we go. Ah. Not spiders, but bears. I was right, after all. Alright. When bears attack, on behalf of Thed, the thumb... Oops. When... I promise I can read. I read a lot, so I know how to do it. I swear it. On behalf of Thed the farmer and his departed son, I inscribe this missive. As the Maker is my witness, I charge all those with knowledge of arms and armour to brave the dangers of the northern wood to find the family of bears that mauled and killed the boy Eneth, for they are an abomination in the Maker's sight, and their hides would prove great comfort to the northern farms and solace for Thed's family. As chanter for Lothering, I do pledge a sum of 1 sovereign to whoever carries out this, the Maker's will. Exercise caution first and foremost. May his light bathe us all. Yes, please. Alrighty, and a last keepsake. A thanks to all villagers who've opened their barns and crofts to the refugees in these dark times. The Chantry regularly hears praise from our visitors, and your virtuous deeds are mentioned in many prayers. Sadly, there is a lone boy in the village whose mother Reading without reading. Sadly, there is a lone boy in the village whose mother, Goodwife Saha, is missing. As she has been missing for the better part of a week, as of this writing, she is presumed dead. May the Maker bless her passing. She was a lady of middle years, with red hair and fond of a green cloak. If any traveller or resident comes across her in the wilds, please return her body or the effects of her remains and lady... There's a full stop there, Charlotte. In later years, the boy will be thankful to have such keepsakes to remember his brave mother by. The office of the chanter will compensate this kindness with the sum of 50 silvers. May the Maker turn his gaze on us all. Alright, let's finish this up quickly, shall we? Alrighty, we're going to quickly head to the tavern and do some selling, I reckon. Because I want that money, and I want as much space as possible.
Food. Take it up with that bleeding runt by the chantry.
I've
got other gear to sell.
Sorry for interrupting. I want more space for all my looting. Thank you. Money. Hallelujah. Let's go.
Got a cousin in the Templars. He says the mages in the tower out on Lake Callanhard are all turning into demons.
They always say that, though.
Well, this time it's true. They're not sure what to do about it yet, he says.
What's to do? I thought you killed them.
Easier said than done. Mages pick a fine time to go turning into demons, I tell you.
I love the gossips. I get that you get environmental dialogue when you're out and about in the other games, but the gossips are fun. Just because they're literally there to tell you about things going on. That's about it. Alright, where are these bears? I can't wait to go. Oh, wolves!
Yes.
Alright, let's do this. Jeez, there are so many. Alright, Sten, it is important for you to not stuff up. Oh, it would be good if I was attacking. Oops, that's alright, so it goes. Alright, chill out. Oh my gosh, Sten, now is not the time to be mauled. Actually mauled by a wolf. Elganon is doing like an awesome job, can I just say? I shouldn't be surprised. I named him after an incredibly powerful elven god. Alright, hello. You found the body of the boy's mother and have recovered her keepsake. Awesome. What a nice thing for Amara to do for a person. She's only doing it for the money. Alright, bears, let's go. I can't wait to... Whoop! These guys are not happy. I don't like the red. Let's go.
Let's do this quickly, shall we?
Have I missed yet? Oh my gosh, am I becoming the amazing archer I always believed Amara would be?
I am led to understand that the Canary have their own mages as well. Is this so?
You would not understand.
Not understand? Is it mental capacity that you believe I lack? Or are you worried I will sympathize with my so-called brethren?
Take your pick.
Is that supposed to make me angry?
It means I find myself wishing that your people held proper, civilized attitudes towards magic.
That is a rather hostile thing to say.
And yet you continue speaking. Astonishing.
I completely did not expect there to be any more bridge dialogue, to be honest, because we've crossed this bridge many a times now in this episode, and nothing. And now we've got Morrigan and Stan talking to each other. Maybe they have decided that they do want to talk to each other before we go to the party camp. I just thought that that would wait for a little bit. That's a lot of fun. Some of this companion banter, is going to be new to me, because as I had mentioned in the previous episode, I usually would have like Alistair and Leliana and Wynn in my party. So I'm really looking forward to changing this up with the dynamics of the characters, because I'm aware that some of the choices I'm going to make are going to make some of my characters not happy. And so I'm looking forward to, checking out some more of this dialogue. I mean, Sten's doing okay, I guess. Has he died again, by any chance?
Again?
No, okay. Wasn't sure. Alright, Chanta, give me some dollary dues, please.
Let him take notice and shine upon thee, for thou hast done his work this day. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
Thank you. I got some money. No more!
For a foundation built of stone, marble, or any precious metal is worthless if faith in the maker is absent.
Alrighty, I think that pretty much does it for us for Lothering. As I mentioned, I'm not really looking at doing those tutorial quests, so I'm going to get the hell out of here so that I don't have to keep looking at those exclamation marks on my map and wherever I look. Get out of here. Skedaddle on. Let's go. Tear up these poor locals who just want my bounty. I totally get it. Sorry, dudes.
We done heard what was said. You're a warden.
That's the
I don't
one.
know if you killed King Kalen, and make her forgive me. I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Time for
Get him!
practice.
You know what? I'll stun one of you, and then run for the hills. Well, okay. Excuse me, sir. Oh, no.
Oh, right.
That one. Thank you.
Now this should be fun.
I don't want to go back to my daggers yet. I'll just arrow you in the face right in front of you. I don't think it's good. No, I will keep missing, it seems. Alright, well done everybody else for actually doing something. I realise I probably did nothing then. R.I.P. everybody, and all the people who wanted that good old bounty. I get it. Oh, hello.
Success.
Yes, please. Oop! More elf fruit. Yes, please. Don't mind if I do. Okay, hang on, Bodan. I'm coming. I'm coming right now. I didn't realise this was going. Yep. We are here.
Alright, I'm here.
Oh, please. I wanted to stun the person that was hitting me. I guess I won't.
Another acolyte.
Hey, scan, buddy. Oh, it's probably these guys, hey. It's also made me realise I haven't done anything for Sten with his tactics, so no wonder he's not healing himself or doing...
Behind you.
Why are you blocking all of my stuff? That's what I want to know. Oop.
Mighty timely arrival there, my
Sandal,
friend. I'm
my
much obliged.
favourite. Hello! Oh. How does my Dalish elf feel about the dwarves? Or the dwarves? The dwarves, as that one guy said. I'm just going to say that every single time now. I thought that was so funny. Alright. I don't think she's going to be kind in this instance. Although, maybe she'll warm up to them. We'll see. I love Bodan and Sandal so much. I think their characters are so cool. And Sandal, enchantment, so cute. I wish he was in Inquisition, and I wish he was in the Veilguard, but so you go. He was just too powerful, too OP of a character to exist in those worlds. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to save you. Trust me.
Then I suppose we're doubly fortunate, aren't we? The name's Bodan Fedek, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
I doubt you want to travel with the Grey Warden. It's a bit complicated, but you're welcome to come along. I'm not going to not go in the same way. Trust me, king's business, I'm afraid. She wouldn't say to. Is there a way that they don't stay in your camp? I don't want to accidentally make a choice which means I don't have bloody the two best characters and the most OP character in my camp. I want them there. I don't want to make a silly decision. That means they're not there. I doubt you want to travel with a Grey Warden, or I'm not going the same way, trust me. I mean, how would I know? How would Amara know? I'll just... Okay, alright. Stick to my guns, and hopefully it's not a regretful choice. I'm not going the same way, trust me.
Fair enough. Allow me to say thank you again, and bid you farewell. Say goodbye, my boy.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Oh, I hope that doesn't mean I don't get to have you... Oh.
We'll be off as soon as this mess is cleaned up. Thank you kindly for all your assistance.
You've got a quest marker on you. I hope that means you still do turn up. Because wouldn't that be nice? Alright, give me that. Oh, Maleficar regrets. Something for reading time. I don't think that's relevant right now. Alright, we loot. Now, I have not forgotten the elf fruit. I think I mentioned in one of my previous episodes before, this is a really good foreshadowing of what you can expect in Inquisition, where I will pick up every single resource I see, thank you very much. I don't know what it is about that game, and it's not even something that I don't enjoy about it. I find something very meditative picking up every single resource I find. I don't know. That's just me. Now we say goodbye to Lothering. This is annoying the hell out of me. Are you sure you have nothing to say to me right now, or are you going to be at my camp?
As soon as
Okay, alright. Whatever. Okay, I'll probably see you later. With that all said and done, let's get out of Lothering. And probably go straight to the party camp if I'm going to be honest. So let's go. Yeah. I was going to say, it forces you there, doesn't it? Yeah. Rawr.
Bad dreams, huh?
Oh, hello, Alistair. I'm so used to having you in my party all the time. It seems so weird that I have not seen you for a while. Or heard your voice. It seems so real. Must have been something I ate. Why are you bothering me? I'm fine. Number 3, please. Why are you bothering me? I'm fine.
It's just that you were shouting in your sleep, loud, and not in a good, this is private way either. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
This Archdemon, is that the dragon? This? I'm not doing really well with the reading today. That's probably not a good indicator for the rest of this episode. Or for reading time. I can't wait to stuff up 100 billion times. Okay, the Archdemon, is that the dragon? Why didn't Duncan just tell everyone that? Are these dreams going to happen a lot? 3, please. Are these dreams going to happen a lot?
It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
I'm not frightened. Any other surprises I should know about? You could have told me earlier. Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it. Probably not 4. Would she say I'm not frightened? Sounds really, like, childish. Not to suggest that Amara isn't childish. Let's put that, like, she's pretty naive, I guess, in her feelings about, you know, how black and white she sees things, I guess, at this point in time. I look forward to seeing how the journey goes, and if she does start seeing a little bit of grey, could be a bit of fun to see her start actually realising that maybe the world isn't just about being a dalish elf. I'm sure she could start to like humans and still be Solus's worst nightmare. Alrighty. Any other surprises I should know about? You could have told me earlier. I think, thinking about tone, I think she would ask this question of, like, you know, being quite abrupt and not upset, but like, don't be hiding anything more from me. Tell me, what else should I know right now? Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
No. There you go. They are here. Oh, yep. Alistair disapproves. It continues. Alrighty, let's see what we're gonna do. We've got some companions that we're gonna talk to. We've got Soldier's Peak, we've got Bodan and Sandal in the camp, which is fabulous. I like to see that. I love the camp in Origins in this game. It feels so, like, warm and safe, which is interesting when you get later, when you get the invasion from the Darkspawn in the camp, because it makes you feel like, you know, suddenly that safety is no longer there, which I think is a really cool dynamic. But there's something so nice about this and the camp. Like, you don't really get it in Dragon Age 2 because everybody's separate in their own little homes, and everyone, yeah, and the only kind of central places are like Hawke's uncle's house, and then you have the Hawke estate, and then Inquisition, you've just got, you know, Skyhold, which Skyhold is an awesome place, but again, everybody's kind of separated. It's not like cozy and nice and everyone's together. And then the Veilguard, again, you're in the lighthouse where everyone's in their own separate rooms, and you kind of, I mean, it kind of feels a bit more homely in the Veilguard because, you know, the characters do move around and you get to have those interactions between them where, you know, they might be sitting or standing by a bookshelf and having a conversation, or on the balcony or whatever. And I really like that. I think that kind of brings in this essence, which is feeling like everybody's together and experiencing this together. Sorry, I'm just smacking my desk. Because, yeah, there's just something really, I don't want to use the term natural, but, you know, the whole essence of being a companion. They're together out in this camp, sleeping under the stars, literally. Well, are there any stars? Well, there should be stars. Just sleeping rough and everything. Like, I think it'd be really cool, like an Inquisition, if you had a similar thing where the party that you select, like if you wanted to, I know you've got like the camps that you can get, but you don't really have the essence of being able to like stop and just talk to them or have little cutscenes and stuff like that. I really like the dynamic of having a party camp like this. I think it's really nice. So I think we're going to start. I have a really bad habit of just slamming through dialogue and just talking to people over and over again and just losing all of their dialogue options. So I'm going to be cognizant and mindful of that. I'm going to try and do this naturally, where I only really talk to them once and ask one question and then move on and see how we go with it. So we're going to start with my boy Organon. Hello, my little baby boy.
Oh, why, you little...
What did you just jump at the sight of my own, of your... Reading time's going to be hard. Did you just jump at the sight of your own shadow again? Are you harassing my dog? Are you harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offence at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
There's hardly any blood drawn still. He shouldn't have. It was just a warning. He could have taken a hand off. Good boy, teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Bad dog, that's not very nice. Well, he is a war dog. Yeah, 3. Good boy. Teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Yeah.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Yeah. I love the dynamic of a dalish elf having a Mabari. Like, as I mentioned before in previous episodes, she loves animals. It's just part of being dalish and caring about being out and living the life of a dalish. I don't think I've ever seen codexes suggesting they've had dogs, but I think it'd be really cool if they did. Okay, Alistair, what have you got to say?
What do you need?
Oh, nothing. Asking this question, do you want to talk about Duncan, is something that I think I am going to do. I'm wondering what kind of tone she would give it in, noting that she doesn't necessarily care that much. But I think it'd probably be more in the essence of just like, hey, you want to talk about it? You know, like, or maybe wondering if he'll say no and not bring it up anymore. But then I know that eventually I'm going to have to do a snarky comment and I'm going to get more disapproval. So let's see how that goes. Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
Just thought you might need to talk. That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss. He was like a father to you, I understand. Good, I don't want you falling apart again. Ooh. I don't think... I personally always mourn the loss of Duncan. Good old Daddy Duncan. One of my favourite characters. Such a... Like, and one of my favourite characters also after reading the Calling book as well. Very cool insight into why he is the way that he is and how unfortunate it is to lose his character in this game so early. I just thought you might need to talk. I think we all know that 4 is the one that she's probably going to say. Or 3, he was like a father to you, I understand. I wonder if, I know that there is a conversation that you have with Alistair after you go and see Goldana, that where he goes, no, you know what, I want to be king. But I have never tried any other options to harden him, if that makes sense. I have always been on the assumption that that's the point. But I wonder if the more you poke and prod him, the more he hardens, per se. I really want to say something like, I just thought you might need a talk, or something like that. Accept the choices, Charlotte. Accept the choices. For good, I don't want you falling apart again.
Don't worry. So long as we're looking at taking down that bastard Logain, I won't be losing any sleep at night. And thanks for the warm concern. For a moment there, I thought you might actually have cared.
My self-defense mechanism is to start laughing. Oh my gosh! He got so mad! Oh gosh. I don't know how I feel about all this disapproval. It is funny, but also a bit worrying. Okay, hey Sten, you got something fun to say?
Why are we stopping?
Why not? Never mind, let's keep moving. I think we should talk for a moment. We're working together. I think I should get to know you. Let's just get a few things straight. Ooh. Would she be assertive? Like, when I think about like the leadership of Dalish camps, it's the keeper that's the leader. So I don't think when I think of Amara, she's necessarily ambitious in leadership, because that's not how that works. Obviously there'd be like lead hunters and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know whether or not that would have been her trajectory, but would she? And I also like the dynamic of her being like this small elf versus this huge Canary, and her being like, all right, sir, let's get a couple of things straight here. Like, I am not intimidated by you at all. I don't think she would say 3. Yeah, why not 4? Let's just get a few things straight, please.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
I need to know if I can trust you at my back. Are you alright? You were in that cage for a week. What's your hurry? 2, I need to know if I can trust you at my back.
I am Kunari. I have given my word to aid you. We are not people of idle promises.
Alright, cool. Do I lose these if I don't ask? I know I just said I'd only ask one question, but now I'm not sure if these are questions for now, or questions that, like, if these are questions that disappear is what I'm trying to say. Let's just ask 2, and then we'll leave it at that. I've never seen a Canary before. Tell me about your people.
No.
Oh, okay. No, why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Thanks. You said you were in the army. Are you alright? Alright. Never mind. Let's keep moving.
As you wish.
Hi, Levi. I'm going to talk to you just to get this exclamation mark off my map.
You're a hard woman to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy. Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
Sorry for thinking your name was Levi. Levy? Oops. Duncan never mentioned you, you know, Duncan. I'm Amara, I've never heard of you. Duncan never mentioned you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you? How did you know Duncan? I have pressing matters to attend to. What promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered, to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Just tell me what I need to know. What happened next? That's a bit drastic. Oh, just tell me what I need to know.
Duncan wanted to reclaim the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak.
and perhaps we'll uncover evidence to restore my family's honour along the way. Nobody's been to Soldier's Peak since the Grey Wardens were banished, but I found a way. They say it's haunted, and it's certainly dangerous. Will you help me?
Your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you. Let's go to Soldier's Peak. Why didn't Duncan help you? How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens? Why didn't Duncan help you?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new Wardens and meeting with good King Cailan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostergar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens?
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
I'll have a think about this. Farewell. I don't want to start it now. I'm pretty sure you have to travel to it. I don't think saying let's go will send you straight there, but out of risk, not going to.
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fenwick at your service once again. Now, before you say anything, I do recall that your business is private. But I saw your camp and couldn't help but stop. Is there anywhere safer to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
Nice. You're free to stay. Just wind yourselves. Let me see your wares. Have you been following us? What are you selling exactly? Have you been following us?
Following you? I'm not even certain where you're going, my friend. And quite frankly, it's none of my business. Trust me when I say that my encountering you here was serendipity and nothing more. I travel a lot, so I'm bound to meet everyone on the road eventually. If you prefer, I'll take my boy and be on my way. But regretfully, you're the safest spot on this road, without a doubt.
I like the fact that I can't make a stupid decision and say no. He's stuck here forever, thank goodness. And I guess that makes sense that they always come because of the enchantment side of things. You're free to stay, just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
Oh, thank you,
It won't be a
Sandal.
bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Alright, Sandal.
Hello.
The boy's a bit
Hola.
simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What in... Oh, I don't need to ask that question. He does everything. I want some enchanting done.
Enchantment!
I know I don't have any runes, do I? No, I don't. That's alright, but I completed the quest.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
I'll take a cheese knife. Can I do it? Won't do it now. Have you heard any rumours?
I hear the Dwarven King is passed on. Old as he was probably poisoned or assassinated. That's how the dwarves normally go out, isn't it? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
I'm sorry to have to correct you here, Bodan, but I've heard that they're called dwarves. Let me see your wares, Bodan, whatever your name is. I interchange between Bodan and Bodan. Depends on what I'm saying. Let me see your wares, please.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
I'm almost certain you have a backpack. I don't know where I'll find it, but I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. Hello. I'll happily take that. Alright, these are all the DLC gifts where you get 100 million things. A thoughtful gift, a sugar cake, some charcoal and some rotten onions, etc, etc, etc. Now, while I am not a trap maker or a poison person that I mentioned earlier, and I've never really used those mechanics in the game, I do create the health poultices. Want to make that clear. Obviously, I understand the benefits of health poultices. However, never been one for traps. Runes, however, absolutely love them. I'm all about enchanting. I love enchantments. I like making all my stuff do cool things. But for now, I'm not going to bother with buying any at this point in time. I'm pretty good at collecting them as we go. And I don't really think there's anything I want to worry about right now when it comes to any more of Bodan's or Bodan's wares. Alrighty, quest completed. What else do you have? I imagine it's got to do with me persuading you to tell me something, but if this is a glitch and I forever have this for some reason, I'm going to lose my mind. Sorry, I was curious about that bucket. Alright, Morrigan, let's be friends.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Not going to ask that yet, because I know I'm not going to get it yet. Did you grow up in the Kokari? Have you ever been hunted? Is Flemeth... We'll go from the top. Did you grow up in the Kokari wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You could if you wanted to. I'm curious. What's wrong with that? Fine, I'll believe you. It's my favourite way of annoying you. See, I know that I couldn't say one because I don't think Amara would necessarily open up super quickly, if I'm going to be honest. I know I don't get codexes from these. I don't believe I get codexes from them, I should say. I think the more you learn about your characters, their codex entries get more paragraphs in them, is what I should say. Of the 4, to continue the conversation, I would want to say 1. Because it's not necessarily saying that she would answer her questions. She could, if she wanted to ask the questions. It's not to suggest that Amara would answer them. I don't think Amara would say 2. 3, I would imagine, would end the conversation, and I don't want to lose the opportunity to ask. And 4, it's my favourite way of annoying you, is a bit too friendly sounding. It's a bit too funny, and I don't think Amara is funny, if I'm going to be honest. I think she is unintentionally funny with some of the mean things she says, but again, my laughter is probably more out of self-defense and nervousness. You could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time, I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
I love the way that Morrigan speaks. And you remained unnoticed, but you kept going back to the wilds. I have a hard time picturing that. I think the reason why Amara may also be interested in this is obviously she has lived with Dalish clans, so they roam a lot through forests and through plains and all sorts, you know, like they roam the environment and are always travelling, so that's what they probably feel the most closest to. And in my head, I think, you know, being one with nature is a massive part of being a Dalish elf. So I think there's a natural curiosity that Amara has towards Morrigan about the fact that, hey, yeah, you're a human, but you're not like any other human I've met before. You hang out in the wilds and you're a mage, and I don't think Amara necessarily has any negativity towards mages either, like thinking about keepers and so forth. I don't think being a mage is necessarily a negative thing in Amara's eyes. It's more to do with human versus city elf versus anything other than Dalish elf, really. But yeah, I think Amara would be naturally drawn to someone like Morrigan as a human to go, hey, and it might be the beginning of her realizing that maybe not all humans are the same, in thinking, hey, you live in the wilds and you're not like all these other humans. You are different and you have these sorts of ways of thinking and being, which I think is also interesting because Morrigan obviously knows a lot through her studies and the stuff that she's done with Flemeth and stuff. She becomes a specialist in the ways of history when it comes to elves and Dalish elves. So I think there's a real connection that these two will have which I think opens up the opportunity of Amara going, hey, maybe humans aren't all too bad, but, you know, I think she'd still not like the majority of them. But yeah, I think that dynamic is really interesting. So I think she'd asked too, but you kept going back to the wilds.
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place. The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
You must have looked quite the fool, very daring. That sounds like you. I can just imagine. Were you hurt? I don't think she would say one. Very daring, that sounds like you. I don't know, that's very complimentary. I can just imagine were you hurt. I don't think she would ask were you hurt. I was so unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was so much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for. I think she would say I can just imagine.
I rather doubt that. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That was quick thinking. What happened to the poor man? Mara's not going to answer that question. I'm supposed to be surprised you're a good liar. How would Amara feel about that? Because I wonder if she would acknowledge that that was quick thinking for survival, because Amara knows a thing or two about survival. Again, Dalish and how humans treat Dalish elves in certain towns and places and so forth, and survival is important. Supposed to be surprised you're a good liar? I think she would just acknowledge the fact that that was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Dude, I completely agree. I am so not someone who is interested in physical touch. Yeah, I also asked that question. Why all the touching? Not a fan. I have no idea. I'm not a human. Touching like a handshake, were you upset by all the bad touching? I think she would say, I have no idea, I'm not a human, because it's true. She would have no idea. And I don't think she would say that in a, like a fobbing off kind of way. I think she would literally say like, well, sorry, that's not the right way. I think she'd say it in more of agreeance, or at least I'd hope so. That's one thing I can agree with. I think that Amara would agree with is, yeah, well, I think she'd be all, I don't know. From a dalish elf perspective between other dalish elves, I don't know. She was a bit of a passionate pop rocket kind of personality. Anyway, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not human.
Do not speak to me of trivialities. Your culture is not so entirely different. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
I guess that kind of not answers my questions, but proves the point, or at least I feel like there are a lot of things going on in my brain at the moment about like the difference between me and my character that I am playing, because as I said, I agree, I think there's too much physical touch in this world sometimes. With that being said, I'm sure Dalish elves towards other Dalish elves are quite kind and nurturing to each other, and I mean you even see that with Meryl, even to a point, like she's really open and warm and kind, or at least in Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Origins, she's got a whole different kind of personality. I guess I could agree to Morrigan's point that maybe it's not so entirely different, but I think Amara would by any means necessary try and separate any similarities between dalish elves and humans, of course, but I think Morrigan's going to really be a point that will help shift Amara's thoughts on humans. Not, as I said, I don't think Amara's ever going to necessarily switch to be, hey, I love all humans, let's all hold hands, shake hands, hug each other and everything else like that. I don't think that's ever going to happen. She's going to be a dalish elf through and through, but I think there is an opportunity to really see that change. And one of the comments in the previous episode that I got, and shout out, awesome, loved it, was about that arc, you know, of maybe she only cares about some humans but not all. And I really like that perspective as well, particularly when we're looking at Morrigan and my hopes for the romance with Liliana. So I think there's some really cool concepts to play in there. So that's why I'm thinking a bit more about these dialogue options. Not to suggest I wasn't thinking about them before, but maybe it doesn't always have to be rudeness. If there is an opportunity to go, hey, maybe this is something that will shift Amara's thinking. Alright, anyway, when I returned to the wilds, I supported Flemeth. I had no intention of leaving again, yet here you are. You can go back if you like. I guess the joke's on you then. Well, I'm glad it worked out this way, at least. I don't think she'd be that warm yet. You can go back if you like. I guess the joke's on you then. I think Amara wouldn't even say two. I think even at this point, as I said, Amara's really drawn to the fact that Morrigan is so different from the others. So I don't think she'd even want to be encouraging Morrigan to be going anywhere. But I don't think she'd be this warm. I don't think she'd be number 4 warm. I think she would say 1, yet here you are.
Yes, here I am. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Sick! Alright, Morrigan approved 3. I'm assuming these bottles are red, not to suggest that she's a blood mage. I know she doesn't really worry about blood magic per se, but I know she's not a blood mage herself. I've never actually truly explored like all the way to the edges of this camp. Is there like any secret things around here by any chance? A hole? Yes, no, maybe. Alrighty, Liliana. It's time to have a conversation. Look at how big that cheese is. Oh. Is that... Since that's your bow... I imagine that that's your cheese. That's a whole lot of cheese. It's bigger than your head, buddy.
Yes.
Hi! I want us to get together. I really want this to be the most yin and yang kind of relationship. I think you should go. No, I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Hello! What was life like in the Chantry cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending? How so? Yes, they tend to be self-righteous. That's why I'm not particularly fond of them. I think should be open and say yes. That's why I'm not particularly fond of them.
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
I don't really want the Maker looking in on me anyway. What did you say to them? I prefer your ideas to the ideas of the Chantry, but you must earn the Maker's blessing. Well, she's not saying 4. Clearly, she's not interested in the Maker at all because she is Dalish and she has her own Dalish gods. I would always be drawn to 3 because I do prefer her ideas. But I don't think Amara would prefer her ideas over the ideas of the Chantry because she's a Dalish elf. She loves her gods. Her dog's name's Elganon. What did you say to them? It's either one or two. I've got to make a choice. I don't really want the Maker looking in on me anyway. What did you say to them? I think that is such a neutral question to ask. And I think, would she be curious at all to know? Yeah, sure. Let's open up the curiosity. What did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
Alright. Neutrality. And I think that kind of question is fine out of just a curiosity. As I said before, and how she ended up responding to Leliana in that tavern in Lothering, is I think she's already getting drawn in and is interested in Leliana just by nature than anything else. Again, like, if I could romance Morrigan as Amara, I would, because I think that makes total sense in my head. But as I mentioned in the previous episode, and due to the abilities of the game anyway, I really like the idea of the dynamic between a Leliana and Amara romance, just on the basis that obviously Leliana is very much Chantry and the Maker and very religious in that sense, and she has this vision and all these types of things, and has this, you know, after all the things that's happened with Marjolaine, because obviously she has this history behind her that we're aware of. Well, Amara's not, we are aware of, that she's obviously very kind and wants, you know, to extend the influence of the Maker and be that voice of the Maker to all the people, to find comfort in the Maker and all those things, which is fair enough. You know, I think her vision of the church, well, her vision of the Maker and everything else is a noble one, an honourable one. One, I think, from a religious perspective, like in a religion perspective, you know, it is all about, you know, caring for others. You know, what's the line, like, love your neighbour like you love yourself, or something like that, something along the lines of that. And, you know, that whole premise of just being kind, I think, is really important. From an Amara perspective, of course, she's obviously more interested in her Dalish gods, I should say, like the elven gods, and what she learns out of them and their cool stories. Obviously, we don't know at this point that they're these tyrannical, awful beings, but we do find out about that later on. But obviously, she's hugely into that. So in her own way, she is probably hugely religious herself. It's just separate to the Chantry. It is the elven gods that she cares about. And so I think there's a familiarity there, but I also think that just generally from an attraction perspective, I think that Amara is probably drawn to Leliana, and then, you know, there's aspects of Leliana's personality and her way of thinking that I think, again, similar to Morrigan, starts opening up these questions of, you know, I'm travelling with these humans, I hate it, I want to go back to my Dalish clan, I didn't ask for this, I don't want to be here, I don't like humans, I don't like city elves, I have bad history with them, but hang on a second, these people are challenging me and questioning, so we'll see where the journey takes us in that respect. But all that being said and done, I've spoken to everyone. I don't want to deal with those right now, to be honest. So I think we're going to make our way to one of the key quests. But which one will it be? Let's see. Oh, hang on. Let's just... Yup. Couple of additional DLC things. Alright. So, are we going to go to Redcliffe? We're not going to Ulzima. I think I'm drawn to go to Redcliffe. Only because I even think from a journeying perspective on the map it makes sense to kind of go in that direction anyway. It feels natural to head towards Redcliffe where it's placed. And then that would be the other thing too about the Redcliffe quest is, I was just thinking to myself, naturally that means you will go from Redcliffe to the Circle of Magi so that you can do the ritual, but I don't think Amara would go to the lengths of going to the circle for support and finding that those resources, particularly if she goes to Redcliffe first, she probably has no idea that those resources are available to her. She probably wouldn't care much about the act of blood magic to save the Isle of Redcliffe. So while I really want to get Wynne, I think we're going to start with Redcliffe. That feels right to me. So let's go. We're going to take Sten. Hopefully, please. There we go. Sten, Morrigan, and Elganon. Yes. Except... please. Help. 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 Okay, I'll do it this way. What the hell is going on? That was awful. Alright, so that's the circle, that's Redcliffe. So, like, yeah, it makes sense to me that you would go maybe town to town. So you would just start heading kind of south to Redcliffe. And then maybe, as I said, I don't think when we get to the point of making a choice for saving Isle Eamon that she would be interested in going up to the circle or even think of that as an option. I think we'd go to Redcliffe and then Ban Lauren's lands opens up returning to Ostagar and that quest. I mean, Jesus, the Brazilian outskirts is so close to Lothering that almost feels natural to go there. But as I said, I think I really want to try and do that with Zevran in the party, not just because he's an elf, but because of his like connection with his mother and stuff like that. Oh, but it makes total sense to go to the Dalish elves first. And I would rather have Wynne in my party before I go there. I feel like it's always, the choice is either you go to Redcliffe first or the Circle first. And then, depending on which one you do first, then you go to the other one. And then you do Ostagar or the Brazilian outskirts. Like, it's almost like the elves and the dwarves come later. I'd be interested to know which ones you usually choose to go first. My first playthrough as a Circle Mage, I went straight to the Circle because it made sense to me at the time. The second time I played it, which was with a warrior, I went to Redcliffe first because that made sense. Or did I go to Redcliffe the first time with my mage? Because I think I was convinced by Alistair to go. Well, this is a war on my being. It's almost like a war on my identity. Because... like, literally, they're right there. But it's not Amara's Dalish camp, if that makes sense. Stuff it. We're going with what I originally said. We're going to Redcliffe Village. Let's go. There'll be a cutscene, I imagine. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Alright. I know that it probably makes more sense to have Alistair in the party for this, but, you know, I think I'll live without him. I think I'm happy with the group that I've got. Hello, sir. Tell me the news, Thomas.
I thought I saw travellers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
I'm on important business. I need to see Isle Eamon. What do you mean? Is there a problem? Get out of my... I think it's gonna be 3. Get out of my way. I have no time for slack-jawed fools.
I'm not stopping you or anything. But have you even heard what's happened here? Has anyone?
I don't even know. Mara's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, is there something I should care about? What are you talking about? I've heard Isle Eamon is sick, if that's what you mean. There's a civil war going on, if you haven't noticed. Is this something I should care about? Okay, so she wouldn't say 1. She may say 2. I don't think she would say 3, because I don't think she cares much about civil war. The Dalish are not involved in that. Is this something I should care about? So either 2 or 4. 4. Is this something I should care about?
Well, yes, I expect so. If you're coming into the village, you can't avoid what's happened.
We're under attack.
Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you. He's just over there in the chantry. Please, come.
Oh, Ban Tegan, I so want to do the whole flirting back and forth thing, but it's just not going to happen with Amara. It's like my favourite conversation. I love Ban Tegan. What a guy. But so it goes.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl. You're a rather unusual group, to say the least. Can I ask who you are and why you've come?
I've never had this interaction before with that Alistair, I realise, because I'm pretty sure they go, oh my gosh, Alistair, is that you? And there's a whole thing. So this is really unusual for me, because, as I mentioned before, it's probably good to have Alistair here, because obviously he's involved in all of this. But here we are, without him, and I'm sure he'll have things, to say about the fact that he's not here. I am a Grey Warden here to speak to Arl Eamon. I came to see Arl Eamon. I am Amara. My business is my own. I do mind. I'm here by another's request. It's Alistair's request, isn't it? Do I get to say that it's Alistair? I think she's still coming to terms with the fact that she's a Grey Warden. It was not her choice. I think she'll just say, I came to see Arl Eamon.
You're here to see Eamon? An elf? Whatever for?
Oh, right, okay. Does he not see elves? Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm looking for work if you must know that's between him and me. Does he not see elves?
He doesn't see much of anyone at the moment. Did you know Eamon has been ill?
Oh, what an angle.
No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
Evil! Do you have any doomsayers around here? I can help you drive them back. What evil things are you talking about? Why are you telling me this? What happened then? What evil things are you talking about?
Some call them the walking dead. Decomposing corpses, returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Caelan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. I'm asking you, please, help us. Help Eamon.
That angle, whenever they zoom up on his face, just makes me really uncomfortable. It's not really following rule of thirds at all. Of course I'll help. First I have questions. This isn't my battle, but you don't even know me. First I have questions.
By all means.
Isn't there a way into the castle to get at the source?
The castle is closed to us, its doors barred. We could storm it certainly, but what would that accomplish? Our numbers are too few. We cannot throw men at the castle walls when they are needed to protect the village.
Why don't you just evacuate the village?
I tried. Our one attempt at an organized evacuation resulted in an immediate attack. Yesterday, I found out these creatures attack those fleeing on their own, even during daytime. Whatever lies in the castle wants this village dead.
What happens after tonight?
Once the village is safe, we will try to enter the castle to find the source of this trouble.
I've heard enough.
Then you will help us?
I'm not sure what happens if I refuse. I'm not sure. What happens if I refuse?
Then I would have to kindly ask you not to get in our way.
Surely there is no way that I can progress this without helping them, right? I can't just get into the castle. I have to fight, don't I? Or do I just bunker down and chill out? I've never tried going 3 before. What would she feel about this? You know, she needs to go to Eamon. He's in no position to speak at the moment. They know that he is unwell, and there's all this kerfuffle going on. I wonder if, when she says, very well, I will help, if in context of this, it's not like a kindness, it's more a, like, exasperated, like, very well, I'll help. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't want to be doing this, but clearly I have to, you know? Because I don't think she would... Like, the way this is said, I have to say, no, we can't help you, is suggesting that there is a reason why they can't. And this doesn't feel like Amara would say this, per se, because while she does not care for humans and anything else like that, this makes it seem like she's... Like, she knows they need to get to Al Amen. And I think while she is still trying to get the grips of the fact that she's no longer the dalish elf that she's always been, even though deep down that's all she'll ever think that she is a warden. And I think that responsibility of what they have to do, or are trying to do, I think there's a feeling within her that she knows that, you know, they have to do this, you know, like, they've got an impossible task. She knows that she can't just run back to her dalish elves, so they may as well do something useful. So, very well, I will help. But again, this isn't positive. She's not like, very well, okay, we'll help. Sick. Alright, we're nice people. This is an exasperated, very well, I will help.
There are no darkspawn here, and nothing to gain. It is a fool's errand.
What would you have us do instead? If there's a chance to rescue the Arl, we have to try. I'm not abandoning these people. Well, she doesn't care about the people. Then leave if you don't like it. You're right, we should go. I think she would say this. If there's a chance to rescue the Arl, we have to try. God, are we already seeing a character development here? Because there's nothing here that's necessarily making me seem like maybe she would say this, but I'm not I don't want Sten to leave. Not so early anyway. I think as well, after the nightmare she had of the archdemon and all those darkspawn, I think she can probably tell that, you know, that probably shook her to a core, I'm going to be honest. Like, while she didn't say that she was frightened or anything like that, I think that dream probably shook her to a core a little bit about how big this is and why they probably need help, because while she doesn't like people, she cares about her elves, and they're going to all die if they don't do something. Like, she's not ignorant in that sense. So I think that's a part of her turning point. So if there's a chance to rescue the Arl, we have to try.
Perhaps.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I want to discuss the situation with you.
Of course.
You have some of Al Amon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
Their search for the urn of sacred ashes?
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Won't that look cowardly? Do you need more men in here with you? Should things go amiss? Won't that look cowardly?
I'm not here for glory. I would prefer being outside, but Perth has a point. We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
So what happens after this battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
What exactly are these things that attack the village?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead? Spirits possessing the dead. There could be several causes behind such a thing, none of them pleasant.
Look at Elganon. I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Don't call me a friend. Whoop! For pity's sake, Morrigan! I know, I get it. But you didn't have my dream. Alright? Anything else?
What do you need? There is not much daylight left.
Do I get more codex entries if I ask you any questions? Tell me about yourself, sir.
This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think? We will have to fight for our lives very shortly.
She's not going to say that. That's true.
I mean no offense. I just don't want to spend what little time we have left chatting instead of preparing.
That's fine. That's okay. As long as I haven't missed any codex entries, that's fine. I'll see what I can do.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Alrighty. Sorry, Morrigan, for making you so unhappy about the situation, but also... Hush. Okay, we've got some things to collect. So let's go do that. I reckon we'll go into reading time.
Pray. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's
Why
sight.
haven't Mother and Father
Blessed art
returned
thou
yet?
who seeks his
They're-
forgiveness. Blessed
they're
art
gone,
thou
dear
who
boy.
seeks his
Gone
return.
on a long
Blessed is
trip.
the prophetess,
When
his
will
daughter,
they be back?
sacrificed to
I
the holy
missed
flame.
them.
Be
May
brave,
the chant
young
reach the
man.
Maker's ears
Your
and
parents
tell him
would
of
want
our
that.
contrition.
We need you here to protect the rest of us. Yes?
I guess I can do that.
There's a good lad. In the morning, we'll look for your parents. In the morning.
Why do all the kids sound the same? They've got that, like... when we spoke to the child and told him to beat it in the last episode with his bloody... his accent. I'm fine! I'm fine! Oh my gosh. I'm here to pick up some codex entries. Reading time starts soon and I gotta get as many books as I can. The chant of light and the commandments. I don't want to talk to the mother yet. I will...
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Soon, darling. Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
I want to go home. Where's Father? Why can't we go home?
I already told you. Father is outside defending the village from the bad men. We must stay here and be brave. Can you do that?
I guess so.
Demonic possession. Anything to say?
What will we do?
No.
Night approaches and our
Stand-
men are outside ready to die for us.
Can you not step on them, please? Don't step on the people. Okay, I'll take the book. Theta's calendar. A discussion of the Chantry calendar. Cool. Alright. Arenia.
Good day.
Oh, you got nothing? Cool. Alright, Jeddah.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar?
Yes.
In the Korkari Wilds?
I got something to give
My
you.
husband and son went there to bring the chant of light to the chastened. But I haven't heard from them since.
Yeah, you Jeddah?
I am. You've heard of me?
Yeah, your husband and son are both dead.
I thought that might be the case. Thank you for telling me.
I should go. Well, just certainly.
Maker's blessings upon you.
Cool, that's done. And then you've got...
I'm so scared, Father.
Oh.
Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
I feel like a lot of choices I've made today, I don't feel like... I'm sitting here feeling like I'm not really role-playing Amara very well. Or that I'm choosing... I mean, some of my choices have been funny, and bloody Alistair wasn't very happy with what I've said. I'm trying really hard to find the balance of trying to get those codexes for reading time so that we can read them, so that we can do a proper story analysis of this stuff, because, as I've said before, I really want to get as much from the story and the codexes and this world building to lead into the Veilguard and see all these bits and pieces. But I'm also very cognizant of the fact that I've got a character that I want to roleplay in a certain way, and I don't want her character to develop obviously too quickly. But as I said, there's certain turning points in this game where I go like that vision, like the dream that she had of the archdemon and all those darkspawn, I think probably would switch in her, not necessarily a sudden realization of how bad this is, but I think it would be one of those, oh my god, like the world is going to end and there's no reason to be hidden under the blankets of this, so to speak. So I think there's that element to it of I've got to do this to save my Dalish clan, but there's also been some choices where I think she's been a little bit too nice. So I think in essence to try and pull that back a bit and be like, hey, like even just the conversation with Bantegan before, and I don't know if it's an internal worry that if I say we're not going to do this, that somehow that impacts the story. Like obviously I still want the Isle Aemon thing to all happen. I'm assuming that all has to happen. You have to get to Brother Genetibi and go to Haven and do all of these things. So I'm assuming if I had said, no, we're not going to bother helping you, it would have been fine. But what does it actually look like? That's what I don't understand. And I guess I'll never know, because I've made the choices. But anyway, let's try and pull this back. Good, I'll leave you to your snivelling.
I'll just stay out of your way, miss. Don't mind me none.
Yeah, I don't need to look for your brother.
But night is coming. The monsters will return and we sit here and wait for them.
We have no choice. We must pray and hope for the Maker's compassion.
I just hope everything will be all right. So many have already died.
Hey, Elkanon, have you found something? Look at how excited you are, boy. Do you see anything interesting? Oh. Elkanon doesn't seem to have found anything. It's such a sad angle. Oh, my poor boy. Oh, I'm sure you'll find something eventually. Alright, let's go to the village. I think we can probably knock off some of these smaller quests before we go into reading time, so let's do it. Alright. Militia.
I can't believe that fool Dwyn just barricaded himself into his house. Selfish bastard.
Yeah, I think some of the choices that are going to happen here in Redcliffe are going to be really tough.
Tell them to maintain watch. I don't want a surprise attack before the sun goes down.
Yes, sir. What should we do until then?
Pray and hope for a miracle.
I'm sorry. You're the voice of... Oh, the face is in my head. What is his name? The DLC character of Mass Effect 2. Oh my gosh. I didn't like his character. So, that's probably why I don't remember the name. Anyway, what I was saying was, I think there are going to be some. I think there's going to be a lot of choices in this game that I am personally going to find very hard to make the choices that are the ones that are going to suit Amara the best. And we'll see how I navigate that. And I think Redcliffe is going to be the first test on that front. So, alright, Murdoch, who has the voice of the guy whose name I don't remember.
So you're the last Bantegan put in charge. Mind if I ask what makes you so special that we should follow your orders?
I'm not here to chat. What can I do to help? I'm a Grey Warden because I know what I'm doing. That's why. I'm not special at all, really, because you respect Bantegan. I don't think she's going to take much attitude, Murdoch, because I know what I'm doing. That's why.
Oh, how nice of you to drop by and grace us with your magnificence. Maybe later you could show us which end of our swords to hold.
Would this be before or after we save your sorry hides?
We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing. Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
You can call me Amara. You seem rather calm, considering. Have faith, good men, we will defeat this evil together. That sounds likely. I don't think she would say 4 because she's helping the fight. You can call me Amara.
Fair enough. What can I do for you?
What can I do to help? I have some questions.
Oh? Ask away.
Why have you been stationed here?
We're the last defenders of them folks in the chantry. The women, elderly, and the children. They're the ones we need to protect.
The weak must learn to protect themselves.
Well, we're not Kunari. I'm not asking those folk to fight monsters. No matter what happens, we can't let them evil things in there. If they die, the village is done.
Tell me about what's happened here.
Don't rightly know. We heard the Arl was sick and getting worse, but after a while we heard nothing at all. A few folks went up to the castle to see what was going on. They couldn't get in. Nobody was there, not a soul. And then those horrid creatures attacked the village. They were everywhere, people dying. It was awful. Good thing Ban Tegan was here.
Do you know anything about Al-Eamon's illness?
No. I know the Arlessa sent the knights out for a cure. You can ask Sir Perth about it. He was one of them.
Carry on then.
Right. Let's hope we see morning.
Yeah. Oh, for... Stand! Oh, hang on. I actually have to get something from you. Oh! Well, while we're here, you want to go and try and find something again? Oh! Oh! A tangled ball of woolen yarn. Oh, that's cute. The ends are trailing in the dust behind him. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Excuse me.
Something you need?
You have a quest. What can I do to help?
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Why does Owen refuse to talk to you?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
I think even asking, like, what can I do to help, I realise it's probably something that Amara probably wouldn't ask. I'm so driven by quests and getting them done and doing them. So that is my excuse as to why we're doing this. Nobody else can do these repairs.
Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate it. If he doesn't help, he'll die like the rest of us. What good will that do anyone then?
Alright. Well, let's go get him out, shall we? Let's go make him mad.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
Is this Owen the blacksmith? Who are you? Open this down. Down? Open this down! Open this door or I break it down. I haven't taken anything at all. You're mistaken. Sorry, I'll leave you be. She'll intimidate. Open this door or I'll break it down.
I am. Alright, just don't destroy anything, damn you.
And by I'll break it down, my Kunari mate will break it down, actually. Thank you.
So, I open the door. I've got nothing of value for you. The militar's taken whatever I had. So if you're here to beat on a sad old man, then all I ask is you get on with it. I don't have much to live for as it is.
The militia needs your help desperately. I'm not here to rob you, I just want to talk. There's no need for a beating, provided you do what I say. Not much to live for, what is that? 3. There is no need for a beating, provided you do what I say.
What do you want exactly?
Why have you locked yourself away? Smells like a brewery in here. The militia needs your help desperately. What do you know about what's going on so the smithy is closed? Smells like a brewery in here.
I've been drinking since I got up this afternoon. That makes, 3 days. Maybe more.
What do you know about what's going on?
You mean why are these creatures attacking the village? Obviously something wicked corrupts the castle. My daughter used to tell me the Arlessa was up to something, hiding things from her husband. I told Velena she was imagining things. But maybe the Arlessa was involved in something. Blood magic, maybe.
What else did your daughter say? What do you know about the Arlessa? You think the Arlessa made Al-Amin sick? Have you told anyone about this? Have you told anyone about this?
Of course not. And who would I tell? And what good would it do now, eh? I just wish I'd paid more heed to my girl.
What else did your daughter say?
She thought the Arlessa was having an affair with some tutor she hired for the boy, Connor. I never listened much to her talk about it, though I wish now I had. It doesn't matter anyway. She's lost to me, and I can't do anything about her warnings now.
What do you know about the Arlessa?
Only that she's an Orlesian girl from beyond the Western Mountains. Far too young for our Arl. That's what I say. And too proud and headstrong from the sounds of it.
Wow, you think the Arlessa made Al-Amin sick?
I'd never make such accusations. But maybe, if she was using foul magic, then maybe she just did at that.
I want to talk about something
Like
else.
What?
The militia need your help desperately, and I want to make it clear that when she says this, it's again, there's a lot of exasperation of, we just need to get this done. Can everybody just do what they need to do, stop being worthless humans, and get the job done and help each other out? I think that's kind of the aim I'm going for here. So the militia need your help desperately.
Why should I help Murdoch when he won't help me? My girl, Velena, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
She also doesn't care. She just wants you to make sure we get through all of this so she can continue on what she needs to do. So you intend to drink yourself to death. I will rescue your daughter. He can't send anyone. That's insane. Or you could work to help save her. I think she'd say, so you intend to drink yourself to death?
Why not? It's not like we're going to live past the night anyhow. Or are you going to save us?
I intend to try. Yes, I am. Are you going to save us? Not likely. Sounds a bit contradictory if I say not likely, but I think it's more in the sense of... and that's the other thing as well. She knows she's good. Like, not good in the sense of she's a good person. She's good in the sense of... Well, okay. She misses a lot when we fight, but in my head she is an amazing archer and good at dual wielding. She's an amazing rogue, and so she thinks she's really good, and therefore, yes, she is going to save them because she knows how she's doing this. She's a dalish elf. She doesn't care about you, but if there's one thing that she can do, she'll save you.
Is that so? Maybe it's the drink talking, but you almost sound like you believe that. Tell you what, if you want me to do repairs for Murdoch and his men, promise me you'll go into the castle and find
She's not
my
promising
daughter.
anything. I wonder if she's dead.
It would be better than going to my grave wondering.
What about the militia? They need your help.
If you look for Velena, I'll reopen the smithy and make some repairs for the militia. I can do that much.
Well, you know what? She's not going to say I'll do my best. She's not promising anything. She's actually going to say, forget it, I've got better things to do. Because I think she's had enough with the smithy. And so it goes, Murdoch. She tried, but she also doesn't care. She just She doesn't care about this. Forget it. I've got better things to do.
Then we have nothing to talk about. Let me go back to drinking. I'm waiting for the monsters to come.
Or I could just kill you. Oh. I'm having flashbacks to Ostagar. And the guy in the cage who gave me the poop key. Yes, I'm having flashbacks to that because so here's the thing. As I was saying, I feel like in this particular episode, I've kind of been floundering around with the choices with Amara today, and maybe it's probably not my best example of role-playing Amara today, but I think she's had enough, you know. As I said, okay, so I think the key things are she's had this dream with the archdemon and the darkspawn, which has rattled her and made her realise that she does need to get help because she has to save her Dalish clan. That, I think, is her motivator at this point in time. She doesn't care about humans. She doesn't care about their problems. And that's the key thing here. She hates humans, hates city elves, probably hates dwarves, hates anything that isn't a Dalish elf, doesn't care for the Maker, only cares about the Dalish gods. But the thing is that she does care for her clan, and she now knows that there is a significant danger. And she, as a Grey Warden, which she is still trying to work through the fact that she is one of them, has the ability to stop that from happening. Literally self-interest. That is her self-interest, is the Dalish clan side of things. That is the self-interest. At this point, she is trying to help the town because she has self-interest to get the support of Eamon, who needs help at this point in time, so that she can get help to fight the Darkspawn to stop the Blight. Self-interest. She's gone to the smithy, asked all these questions, and gone, you know what? You are a worthless man at this point is probably what she's thinking. Like, you were sitting here drinking yourself sorry, not taking this seriously. She's getting impatient. Would she kill him over this and go, you know what? You are not worth the air that you breathe. Is that how far she will go? Identity crisis here. As I mentioned in my last episode, the choices that Amara makes is totally separate to the choices that I would make as a human being. Would she say, have it your way, or I could just kill you? Stuff it, we're going for 2. I think she's had enough, and she's just like, you know what? If you're not going to help, you might as well just not be here. Like, she's just had enough. She's snapped. It's kind of like the Doomsayer that I thought there was going to be a fight. I want to fight. I want to choose an opportunity to get this thing done. So you know what? Or I could just kill you.
If the need to kill me overwhelms you, go ahead. It's quicker than the drink or the monsters.
Wow. Oh, so she was using that as a persuasion piece. Damn it! God damn it! She can't! That's not even the point. Fair enough.
Time for one last drink? No. Oh well.
Oh! We are killing him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get the man! Yes! Thank you. Ooh, I've never explored in here before, I don't think. Ooh. What does Owen's key give me? Nothing? It just lets me open. Oh, hang on. Here. Give. Ooh. Oh! Oh my gosh, that's how you can progress. Oh, I love that. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Hey, sir, I killed the man, but I've got all of his equipment. Hang on, let me just get the death root and the chest. Whoop. Oh my good gracious. Now that is pure bliss. So this is why I need to start trusting the process of choosing things that Amara would choose, because maybe the results will turn out the way that I need them to. Ooh, that has given me extra confidence. It's only taken, what, nearly 2 hours for me to get to this point?
Have you spoken to Owen? Is he not the most stubborn fool you've ever met?
Oh, he's dead now. Owen had these weapons stashed away in the smithy. I think you should know Owen is dead. It won't help unless we rescue Velena. Well, we'll have to make do with that as help. I haven't talked to him yet. Owen had these weapons stashed away in the smithy.
Why, that tricky, stubborn mule. He knew we desperately needed replacements. He must have hidden everything before I went the first time. Well, thank you. This will certainly help, and hopefully there's enough to replace what's damaged. I'll send one of my men to inform Bantegan the militia is ready for battle.
Nice. We're not only ready, Murdoch, we're going to win. I don't think she's here to bring up the morale of Murdoch. She's had enough. And she has now found that if she just kills, she'll get what she wants. Is there anything else I can do? I'll be back. I need to check on something. I have some questions. How's morale? I still need to... I'll be back. I need to check on something.
Right. Let's hope we see morning.
Alright, cool. Nice. Alrighty. With that being said and done, it feels like an awkward place to stop. But I think this is where I am going to stop and go into reading time, knowing the time of the episode so far. So with that in mind, we'll go into reading time and read the codexes that we've got since we started today. So let's go. Ooh, hang on. Redcliffe. Oh yeah, village under siege. So, yeah, prepare Redcliffe for attack. Bantegan has directed you to Sir Perth, who leads the Knights of Redcliffe, and Murdoch the Mayor, who is in charge of the militia. Perth and Murdoch will know what Redcliffe needs to be prepared for nightfall. Talking to Sir Perth will be interesting when we get to that in the next episode, because obviously he wants the blessing. And I think Amara's going to go, no. Sorry, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. And maybe we'll get what we want again out of that. But yes, no. So we are seeking out Al Ayman. This has been fun, but now it's time to pause and get into the codex. And we've gotten more than I think I realised that we got. So let's check this out. Creatures, what have we got? Oh, a bear. No beast is more beloved by Dirthaman than the bear. When the world was new, Dirthaman gave one secret to each creature to keep. The foxes traded their secrets to Andrew for wings. What? The foxes traded their secrets to our... Oh. Sorry, reading without reading again. I already said earlier when I was having trouble reading that this is going to... it's going to be a train wreck, this codex, this reading time. Okay, let's start again. No beast is more beloved by Dirthaman than the bear. When the world was new, Dirthaman gave one secret to each creature to keep. The foxes traded their secrets to Andrew for wings. The hares shouted theirs to the treetops. The birds sold theirs for gold and silver. Only the bears kept Dirthaman's gift. Deep within their dens they slept the months away in the company of their secrets and nothing else. When Dirthaman discovered what had been done with his gifts, he snatched the wings from the foxes, silenced the voices of the hares, and turned the birds into paupers, but the bears he honoured for their steadfastness. Transcribed from a Dalish tale in the 8th year of the Dragon Age. Normally, it is almost unheard of for bears to attack travellers. They are, in fact, so shy and so inactive during the day that most people never encounter a bear at all. However, should a bear be provoked, they are remarkably dangerous. The normally placid-seeming creatures become enraged and can strike massive blows with their paws, capable of knocking a man off his feet. They need to say that to every single bear that's in the Dragon Age series, because I can tell you right now, they are not shy, and they are very active, particularly in the hinterlands, apparently. Goodness gracious me. Mabari dominance. Mabari hounds are descended from pack hunters, and like their ancestors, they are highly influenced by a defined order of dominance. The primary method of determining that order is by claiming territory through scent marking major landmarks. Once established, the dominant Mabari gains a substantial increase in confidence and stature within his territory, a trait that indirectly benefits master as well as hound. Nice. So, let the dog piss. Magic and religion. Alright, the commandments of the Maker. These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God, and he is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods. Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children. They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond. All men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed by the Maker. Those who bear false witness and work to deceive others know this: there is but one truth. All things are known to our Maker, and he shall judge their lives. All things in this world are finite. What one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind. Our Maker sees this with a heavy heart. Transfigurations, chapter 1, verses 1 to 5. Again, I still look at these, like, references to the Maker and so forth, and similar to what I mentioned in the last episode, there is this part of me that, like, considers the theory of the Maker being soulless because of what he did with the separation of the Fade and Fadus with the veil and everything else like that. But it's so interesting. If that is the case, and all these, like, stories, transfigurations, the chant, all those types of things have been built based off of this story of this guy, you know, who just so happens to be an elf and soulless, which I feel like in every single game when there is like a DLC or something like that, it always turns out that all of these significant moments in life have been because of an elf. Like even in the Jaws of Hakon DLC, I think that is such a cool DLC. And you find out that the Inquisitor there was an elf, and it changes history as we know it. I think that's really cool, but it seems to be that everything ends up being an elf related thing. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Andraste was a bloody elf, you know. Like I just feel like it always ends up being that way. But like seeing these works like Transfigurations, for example, as this, I look at this and go like, all men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings. You know, I think of the fact that Solus ran a rebellion, and it wasn't about who sat at the top, it was about equality and all of that kind of stuff. Well, but you know what I mean, like trying to bring down the Evanurus at the time as part of the rebellion. Anyway, it's interesting to see these things like the Chant of Light that we read yesterday, I believe, or yesterday? The last episode. And I think it was the last episode of the episode before that, and then we have this, like, and then the Maker. I don't know which one I read first, and when and who and what, but it's an interesting thing that any time there is something to do with the Maker in these codexes, I'm like, Solus, ? Is that a real true theory? Anyway, the founding of the Chantry. Cordilius Dracon, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -15 Ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In -3 Ancient, I'm sure they probably don't say -3, I don't know how to read that. In -3 Ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Draken knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor to declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Olessa of Montsamard was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia, in honor of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Now, is there anything more? Of course there is. I can't wait to try and figure out what it is. Demonic possession. Yes, I remember picking that up. It has to be this one. Alright. Why do demons seek to possess the living? History claims they are malevolent spirits, the first children of the Maker, angry at their creator for turning from them and jealous of those creations he considered superior. They stare across the veil at the living and do not understand what they see, yet they know they crave it. They desire life. They pull the living across the veil when they sleep and prey on their psyche with nightmares. Whenever they can, they cross the veil into our world to possess it outright. We know that any demon will seek to possess a mage, and upon doing so will create an abomination. Most of the world does not know, however, that the strength of an abomination depends entirely on the power of the demon that possesses the mage. This is true, in fact, of all possessed creatures. One demon is not the same as any other. Demons can, for instance, be classified. Enchanter Brahm's categorization of demons into that portion of the psyche they primarily prey upon has held since the Tower Age. According to Brahm, the weakest and most common of demons are those of rage. They are the least intelligent and most prone to violent outbursts against anything living. They expend their energies quickly, the most powerful of them exhibiting great strength and occasionally the ability to generate fire. Next are the demons of hunger. In a living host they become cannibals and vampires, and within the dead they feed upon the living. Theirs are the powers of draining, both of life force and of mana. Next are the demons of sloth, the first of Brahm's scale that are capable of true intelligence. In its true form, this demon is known as a shade, a thing which is nearly indistinct and invisible for such is sloth's nature. It hides and stalks, unaware, and when confronted, it sows fatigue and apathy. Demons of desire are amongst the most powerful and are the ones most likely to seek out the living and actively trick them into a deal. These demons will exploit anything that can be coveted, wealth, power, lust, and they will always end up getting far more than they give. A desire demon's province is that of illusions and mind control. Strongest of all demons are those of pride. These are the most feared creatures to loose upon the world. Masters of magic and in possession of vast intellect, they are the true schemers. It is they who seek most strongly to possess mages, and will bring other demons across the veil, in numbers to achieve their own ends. Although what that might be has never been discovered, a greater pride demon brought across the veil would threaten the entire world. That is such an interesting line, because Solus stands for pride, right? We learn that. And that line, a greater pride demon brought across the veil would threaten the entire world, is exactly what happens with the Veilguard. That is such an interesting line to have there. Oh, I wouldn't say that that's foreshadowing in any case. It's probably suggesting the fact that pride demons are the strongest, but that is such an interesting concept to hear about right now, and to see that and to know that. Oh, anyway, mind blown. I also like that as we continue on in the games, we find out that you don't just have these evil demons, you have spirits. Spirits are spirits, but they can also be changed to demons based off of the kind of direction in which they go in. Like if they are pushed to do something outside of their nature, they could twist and be corrupted into the demon. So wisdom turns into pride. And what I find really interesting about that is how we know that, as we said, Solus, well, the greater we, the royal we. As I mentioned before, Solus stands for pride, and we know that his spirit is pride. He is a very prideful being. And there is the line that's, I think Solus says that wisdom is so easily turned to pride. And that would suggest that he was the spirit of wisdom to begin with, which we find out in the Veilguard that is pretty much what he is, right? So all of that there, talking about pride demons, and just that line, it is they who seek most strongly to possess mages and will bring other demons across the veil in numbers to achieve their own ends, although what that might be has never been discovered. To achieve their own ends. We have not discovered that. A greater pride demon brought across the veil would threaten the entire world. Yes, I love that. Oh, yum, yum, yum. I'm eating it all up. I love it. Oh God, what a cool codex entry to read as part of the story analysis and knowing what happens. That's so cool. Is there anything more? No. Okay, into culture and history. The Thedas calendar. For most good folk, the details of our calendar have little purpose. It is useful only for telling them when the Summer's Day festival will be held, when the snows are expected to begin, and when the harvest must be complete. The naming of the years are a matter for historians and taxmen, and few, if pressed, could even tell you the reason that our current age is named after dragons. I know. There's a book, and it references that. So it's referenced in The Stolen Throne. Sorry, that is, of all the books in the Dragon Age book series, it's the one that I always forget the name of. Yes, the Stolen Throne, because that's in the 8th Age, and you see it transition over to the 9th Age, and you see a dragon. And while they don't necessarily say in that moment that that's the reason why it's called the Dragon Age, it's because of this, the dragons, you know, becoming more prevalent because they haven't seen dragons in forever, that it gets called the Dragon Age. But anyway, onwards. It is 930 Dragon Age, so the 30th year of the Dragon Age. Oh, hang on. The 30th year of the 9th Age since the crowning of the Chantry's first divine. Each age is exactly 100 years, with the next age's name chosen in the 99th year. The scholars in Valroyo advise the Chantry of portents seen in the 99th year, and Chantry authorities pore over the research for months before the divine announces the name of the imminent age. The name is said to be an omen of what is to come, of what the people of Thedas will face for the next 100 years. The current age was not meant to be the Dragon Age. Throughout the last month of the Blessed Age, the Chantry was preparing to declare the Sun Age, named for the symbol of the Elysian Empire, which at that time sprawled over much of the south of Thedas and controlled both Ferelden and what is now Navarra. It was to be a celebration of Elysian imperial glory. But as the rebellion in Ferelden reached a head and the Battle of River Dane was about to begin, a peculiar event occurred. A rampage, the rising of a dreaded high dragon. Dragons had been thought practically extinct since the days of the Navarran dragon hunts, and they say that to see this great beast rise from, that says form, should be from, the Frostbacks was both majestic and terrifying. As the rampage began and the high dragon decimated the countryside in its search for food, the elderly Divine Faustine II abruptly declared the Dragon Age. Yes, so that there is a scene that you actually see in the book The Stolen Throne, which is really cool. Some say the Divine was declaring support for Orlais in the battle against Ferelden, since the dragon is an element of the Dufhael family heraldry of King Megran, the so-called usurper king of Ferelden. Be that as it may, the High Dragon's rampage turned towards the Elysian side of the Frostback Mountains, killing hundreds and sending thousands more fleeing to the northern coast. The Ferelden rebels won the Battle of River Dane, ultimately securing their independence. Many thus think that the Dragon Age will come to represent a time of violent and dramatic change for all of Thedas. It remains to be seen. Oh boy! I think it's really cool that it's called the Dragon Age. I mean, the game series is Dragon Age, which is cool, and it kind of does allude to the fact that, yes, it is a time that comes to represent a violent and dramatic change for all Thedas. Yes, we see a lot. It's interesting also to see the whole Sun Age thing as a discussion piece, you know, because it's to do with Orlais, blah, blah, blah. But I like to think of it a little further as well, like the emergence of the High Dragon and the Frostbacks, and how that details the Dragon Age, and how they were saying that it's an omen of what is to come over the next 100 years. And obviously we get, you know, close to halfway through the Dragon Age by the time we finish the Veilguard. And dragons are a big part of a lot of what we see. I mean, not only like in Inquisition that you've got the High Dragons and so forth, and basically every location has a dragon, or if not, most of them do. One of them has 3, for goodness sake. But you have like, there's always the reoccurring factor of dragons. But I think when we get to the Veilguard, it's about the blighted dragons, and it's the archdemons. There's such an element to that. I mean, the archdemons have existed for a long time, obviously. They were in all the other ages where there were blights and so forth, but I think there's a really cool tie-in with that as well. So anyway, cool little tidbit here, and a great little section to reflect on the Stolen Throne and the fact that you get to see some of that, so that's cool. Oop, there's more in there. Alright, let's see if I'm going to get this right. It's probably Redcliffe. I don't think I've learned anything more about Darkspawn. No. I imagine this is it. Redcliffe. Because I don't think... Yeah, I imagine this is what it is. Okay. Redcliffe. King Calenhead Therin once famously declared the fate of Wait. Have I read about Redcliffe before? No, I don't think so. Okay, anyway, I'll read it anyway. As I said last time, if I am missing key codexes that I'm not reading because of this whole like scrolling issue, yell out in the comments. I'll try to make sure I read all the right ones that I have to read, because obviously it's important for me from a story analysis perspective anyway. Anyway, let's restart. King Calenhad Theorin once famously declared, "The fate of Redcliffe is the fate of all Ferelden. Certainly the castle is the first and last defence for the sole land route into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which despite being 3 times captured, is popularly described as unassailable, also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Redcliffe village is well situated near the mountain pass to Orzammar and the Elysian border, and so serves as a centre of foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling despite the smallness of the domain. The inhabitants of Redcliffe village are primarily fishermen or merchants who ship dwarven goods through the pass from Orlais to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants and their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. From In the Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi." Nice. Alright, close. Characters! It's going to be Van Tegan, I'm sure of it. Oh, Alessa Isolde would be one of them. "For the one who delivers the sacred ashes of Our Lady will have the esteem of Redcliffe and all the riches it is in my power to grant. The Arling of Redcliffe was a source of constant trouble for Emperor Reville during the occupation. It was rumoured that since each new report sent the Emperor into a fit of rage, his court had taken to poisoning messengers before they could deliver their accounts. Isolde's family..." So I listened to Legends of Evantris on Spotify, their Dungeons and Dragons kind of podcast thing, and anytime I see the name Isolde now, I think of the scene that they have where they find a ticket that has the name Isolde on it, and Gricko says, the ticket, it must be old, like out of date or something like that, because of the name Isolde. So anytime I see that name, I just think Isolde. It's really dumb, but it's quite funny. Isolde's family was the 10th to be given the difficult task of governing Redcliffe, and since most of the previous Isles had either been murdered by their bands or beheaded by the Emperor, they did not approach the job with a great deal of enthusiasm. Isolde met Aemon, not realising he was the rightful heir to her father's domain, and quickly became smitten with him for being part of the resistance. Never mind that it was her family he was resisting. Perhaps a bit too romantic for her own good, she insisted upon staying behind with Aemon when the rest of her family was driven out. Yes, and then there should be one for Van Tegan. The Benon... Oh, wait. No, we have actually already read about him, so it must have only been about the Alessa. Again, if there has been an addition to anyone's, or something that I probably missed, let me know. I'll look at it in the next episode. Quest related. Alright, this will be the Maleficarum Regrets. I won't go back, let them hunt and dread finding me. But you, Melis, should not live this life. It would please me if you would find... We're nearly there. It would please me if you found a life in the Circle Tower. I left a few things there, mostly stolen from the enchanters. Sell them to fund a new path. The cachet is in the study area, middle alcove. Goodbye. Okay. Thank you. Oh, and that's it. Woo! Alright. And that is reading time done, which means we are finished with episode 6. How exciting. Oh, what a bit of a weird episode. And I don't know if it's just me that felt that vibes. And as I was mentioning before, I think I'm really coming to terms with coming to grips with the uncomfortableness with some of the decisions I'm going to have to make as Amara. There is a lot of fun in choosing choices and dialogue options I've never chosen before. But there is just that ickiness feeling, there's, I would admit, when I play games like BioWare games, may that be Mass Effect or Dragon Age, I obviously want to get a positive outcome for my characters and get positivity from my companions. So there is a part of me that is kind of driven for that. I'm also driven for quests, and I'm driven for codexes. So I see quests go up and it's like, well, of course I'm going to do that fetch quest, when really, would my character do that fetch quest? Probably not. Would they actually go out and help a town or a city or something like that? Maybe, maybe not. So I think there have been times in this episode where maybe I have chosen maybe not the right choices that Amara would make, but I think, as I mentioned before, I think there are key things that are going to happen in this storyline that may actually change her perspective of things. And again, I think she's very much driven by that self-interest part of it, as I was mentioning before about the trying to save the dalish, and knowing that this blight is a terrible, terrible thing. I mean, she doesn't have to be a human and not be a dalish to know that the blights are bad. It's not like the dalish elves don't know about blights, So I think, she understands now, particularly seeing the vision and having that dream, that she is, look at that castle, it's so cool. But yeah, so, she's not that naive to not know that this is now really important for her to actually do something and try her best to save her clan ultimately. That's probably her focus at the moment. So some of the choices, as I mentioned, I think from a tone perspective, which you don't get because this character isn't voiced, which there are pros and cons to that, of course. Like some of the voiced Dragon Age protagonists, you'll select an option and it will be completely different to what you imagined as what they're actually going to say. There are pros and cons to having a non-voiced and a voiced protagonist. I get that. But there is that level of not knowing what the tone actually is when you say it, because it's not voiced. And that's why I'd like to say that some of the choices I made are voiced in a particular way, or in a tonal way, to say, like, as I said, exasperated. Very well will help, because we've got to get this done. And if this is any way that we can get this done, then let's do it. But then even with the smithy just then, well, not just then, but before the reading time, actually going, you know what? Amara wouldn't be moving mountains for humans to get the job done. She will probably have a low patience threshold with them and go, you know what? You're not helping. You're just drinking. You're worthless in my eyes. What's the point? You know what? It's probably better if you just die because you're wasting my time. And then goes ahead and fights them. And actually there's a good outcome in the end. They find the equipment, which who would have thought? I've never done that before, so I think that's a really cool outcome for that kind of choice. I know that's not going to be the case with some of the negative choices, and I'm just going to have to come to terms with that. But interesting dynamics, and I'm looking forward to a point, really exploring the personality, the story arc, the decisions, and yeah, all of that cool stuff really that I'm going to go through. And even just in that reading time, some of those codexes, amazing. The demonic possession stuff with the pride stuff, like the pride demon stuff, oh my goodness, what a cool codex, knowing what we know. Like, this is why the story analysis journey is such an exciting one, because just these little tidbits and these little things that come up that you go, oh my goodness, yes. Like, whether this helped drive that direction or the choices in the story for the developers, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in the room with the developers. I have no idea the history, the story, the journey, and how they got to where they got to. But just that little tidbit, you go, yes, we see that, and that's really cool. So I'm super excited, and I think I say that every single time. I'm super excited about what's to come and what more we learn and what more we read, and bringing this all together and seeing the progression of it and just having our minds blown. It's so, so cool. So with that all being said and done, thank you again for watching. If you're enjoying the playthrough and you want to keep up to date, subscribe to the channel. As I said at the beginning, I've been really just ecstatic with the engagement that people have had with these episodes so far. It's been really cool. Your comments are really good. I love the perspectives I'm getting, and I'd love to hear more about the types of stories that you guys build with your characters. What kind of characters have you had, and what difficulties have you found with making decisions that maybe are not decisions that you would make? I mean, there is a fun aspect to the role-playing side of it, but it is making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I'd love to be able to hear how you guys have felt when you've had to go down maybe directions or choosing dialogue options that are, not what you would do, for example. But no, I love hearing it. I love the engagement. So thank you so much. like the video, leave a comment on your thoughts. You know, what do you think about the codexes? How are you feeling about this journey? All those types of things. Ring the bell if you want to be notified. All those cool things. I'm looking forward to episode 7, where we're going to finish off at least this element of Redcliffe, and probably the whole Redcliffe storyline, because I imagine that I'm not going to be doing what I would normally do, which is getting the Circle of Magi's help. I don't think that's something Amara is going to want to do. So we'll see if we finish off Redcliffe next time. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you when we go through episode 7. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.